everybody, this is DearMamaSal, and it is Tuesday. I'm a bit confused because for some reason my clock on my car says Wednesday, and I think that's totally wrong. It's -2 Canadian and 29 American, so guess what? It's cold. See a lot of people wrapped up pretty well today, I think. Now, I know it's not cold like cold where you live, and I can see some of you sort of, just, yeah, you don't know what cold is, so. But relatively speaking, for us it's cold. For where I live close to the border, in southern BC, it's fairly chilly. When you think probably the coldest it gets here, I mean, seriously, we don't really know what cold is, because I guess the coldest it gets here is around about -10, -15 at the most. And I know for a lot of you it gets way colder than that. So for us it is chilly. I was delighted last night to be able to upload some vlogs. So I don't know what was going on with Google or YouTube, or the mixture of those two. I've noticed all these problems seem to have come about since the two merged, and they've got this Google Plus thing going on. It seems to cause problems on every level, and I'm just small fry as far as I'm concerned, and it just was driving me insane. It's really strange to understand that, when you do this on a regular basis, that a couple of days without being able to upload, it really is quite difficult. Because people are depending on the vlogs and waiting for them to get up there. I don't care how rational that is or irrational that is, that doesn't really matter. You just know that it's true and it's happening. So I'm delighted to have been able to do that. I'm not quite sure what the problem's fixed. What I forgot to tell you, which also, accidents don't happen in ones, or troubles don't seem to happen in ones. At the same time as Google was having a problem, my editing software that I do most of my stuff with suddenly decided to tell me that my trial version had expired and it was time to buy the real version. Well, that would have been fair enough if I hadn't already bought the real version. And I don't mind tell you that you get a little testy, I think would be the word, when a program that you have purchased suddenly tells you that you can't use it anymore because the trial version has expired. So I'm busy writing to, I think the program comes from England. Anyway, so I'm busy writing to them saying, hello, could somebody send me a key, please, or do something to get this thing working again? And it took me 48 hours to get that working. So it was a comedy of errors. And what I guess, in a way, is that it's all getting me ready for doing 3 days without uploading. Because, as you know, at the end of the month I'm going away for a weekend, and there is no internet connection. So that's going to be really difficult, and it's going to be doubly difficult because no internet connection also means no broadcasts. And so my regular viewers and regular viewers on the broadcast are going to be feeling a little bit different. More than capable of coping for a weekend without me. I understand that, but it's just going to feel different for them. They're sort of used to the routine. And I understand that because I'm used to the routine as well. So let's have a little talk about that. Let's talk about the routine that we have in our days. Because I've noticed that my routine is shifting since I have been a vlogger. It's shifting big time. I'm up later than I would normally be, and I struggle to get out of bed. So, but I really do believe that all of us need to have a look at our routine, because the things we do as routine, I mean, we don't forget to breathe, right? That's routine. You know, we don't forget to open our eyes, or we don't forget to, very, very rarely do we forget to brush our teeth or do our hair. And if we do forget to do our hair, it's normally out of choice. It's not that we didn't think about it, it's out of choice. We chose not to do it because it's, you know, lying around the house day or whatever it is that you choose. But these are things that we don't choose about. You don't sort of think about them because they're part of your routine. And so some of you will notice that we've started on Facebook to add a 10-minute challenge section every day. And the idea is that for just 10 minutes a day, you tackle something that you've been procrastinating about forever. Just 10 minutes. Now, the psychology behind that is because, funny enough, most of us don't have time to give half an hour. It's quite easy to say, look, I just don't have half an hour to spare here. Plus, most of these jobs that we are procrastinating about are not fun jobs. When I say not fun jobs, you know, the things that are beginning to get out of control. Now, I know that for some of you, this is totally out of your league because you are regular doers of everything. So we're not talking for those people. You know, if you naturally, you know, sort of have your life totally in order, then, you know, this is not a challenge for you. But it is for a lot of us who have very busy lives and keep putting off doing this one thing that's getting progressively worse. And I was just delighted that Louisiana Laurie chipped in yesterday and told us she tackled her hall closet that apparently has been in need of some attention, and how good she felt about the fact that she did it. Now, I'm pretty sure she probably spent more than 10 minutes on that hall closet. But the main thing was she went and tackled something that needed help. Now, as a lot of you know, I'm busy working on my bedroom. And my bedroom, because I spend so much time in it, and you understand, I sort of live in my bedroom mostly. Because I spend so much time in it, and because Bina sleeps in it, gets extremely dusty because of pet hair and dander and all those sort of things. It gets very messy because I'm forever writing notes to myself that I forget to do anything with. All these sort of things pile up, and then I turn over and go to sleep, and then the next day starts, and it starts all over again, and I just start getting overwhelmed by the things I haven't put away or haven't dealt with or whatever. So a lot of you know that is part of my challenge in life. And so what I decided was, well, what do I need to do to fix that? because I'm always trying to find better ways to do things. Sorry, the guy behind me very nearly ended up having a very metal-to-metal chat with me. He's driving an Audi. It would have been a very expensive chat. So this 10-minute challenge has really been interesting to me, because I'm really literally sit on my bed and I look around and ask myself, which I do regularly during the evening, what's next? What's next? What's next? And this 10 minutes keeps coming to my mind. I keep going, well, you got the 10-minute challenge. And because it's such a short space of time, I go, oh, right. And then I will quickly go and do something. And the really amazing thing is what a difference it has made to my bedroom. Now, I'm probably halfway through, if that, doing the whole thing. But boy, what a difference. The clutter on the chair, on the table beside my bed, and all those sort of things is vastly diminished. Actually, the chair is clear. There is still some stuff on the table beside my bed, but that's stuff that I need to go through one more time, because I have to sort of decide where I'm going to put it. I still haven't paid the bills. I'm going to do that tonight while I upload. But you know, it's like a huge amount of paper has left, and then sit there and I go, wow, that's all it took, was probably half an hour of concentrated effort to get this far. But the funny thing is, if I'd said half an hour, I probably wouldn't have done it, because it's just too big a job. And it's not, as I always say, you know, it's not my idea of an erotic experience, so it wasn't high on my list. And the disadvantage, I guess, or advantage, depending how you look at it, the disadvantage of it being my bedroom is I can close the door if anybody comes to visit. And how many of you know that one? Okay, this is a room I close the door on. So the challenge for me is always, how do I keep this balance? And so I got home last night and had dinner. Probably the best leftover dinner I've ever had, because we had leftover roast beef and Yorkshire pudding, and we had some mashed potato and glazed carrots and leftover gravy. Yum. It was really good. Very, very tasty. And that's what I like about doing roasts. That's what I like about doing roasts on a weekend, is that somewhere during the week, even if it's not this week, maybe next week, somewhere during the week, you're going to have another roast dinner without a whole lot of effort. Anyway, it was really good. I was looking at the Battle of the Bulges situation today. It's obviously been a challenge for me because I'm eating differently, because having a sort of full-time house guest, whereas I before would not eat a full meal in the evening. I'm now doing so, and happily. And so now what I'm beginning to adjust is my lunches. Because I used to have, you know, a pretty substantial lunch. Lunch would be my sort of big meal of the day in some ways. But now what I'm doing is I'm trying to take more of a soup type lunch every day. And the reason I want to do that is because the soups use up leftover vegetables and other things that it's time for them to be used up. But they're really substantial to eat, actually, at lunch. So I take 1 cup of soup and a slice of homemade bread, thin slice of homemade bread, for lunch every day. And then today I've also bought an avocado. It's a meal to have with my avocado for my lunch. And I will have, my morning snack is cream cheese on crackers with cucumber. Yum. So I have 2 snacks that I take to work, either cream cheese and crackers, or a bagel and cream cheese. I don't know why cream cheese has become my morning snack food, but I definitely enjoy it. And it's filling. 2 things that are very important. So my Canucks played last night. For those of you who aren't hockey fans, forgive me. They lost again. This is not looking good. Very, very sad. We have so much talent on the team. For some reason, it's just not gelling. You hate that. We should have beaten the team last night without any doubt. And you can't blame it on the goalie, because really this was a team that let him down. I hate to say that, but that's true. So, gosh. Such is life. So, as you look through your life, not only look at what you do as routine, but also have a look at what you want to add to your routine. Do you want to add 10 minutes a day at a given sort of moment? I'm not a great believer in at a given time, because sometimes things change in time. For example, you might eat earlier or later or whatever, so maybe the first thing you do after dinner, but before you do whatever you normally do after dinner, is your 10-minute challenge. Slot it in somewhere so that it makes sense. My experience has been that if you talk to anybody who is a fitness freak, or I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, but somebody who's really into fitness, somebody who's really into sports, anybody who's really into a hobby, you know what I mean? They all make time for these things, and the rest of us are going, well, I don't know where they get the time. And they don't get the time, they make the time, because it's enjoyable to them. And so when we're adding time in to do something that's not enjoyable, we have to be very careful, because that's the easiest thing to procrastinate about, something that's not enjoyable. So that requires the D word, which we all have, well, not all, but most of us have a problem with, and that D word would be discipline. Do you have the discipline to spend 10 minutes a day doing something you don't want to do? Because, there's a good Samaritan. Just seen a man walking around his block, obviously, and he picked up some garbage on the way. Well, is that a good role model or what? And you definitely got a sense it wasn't his garbage. I like saying good deeds like that. So when you look at the day-to-day, or when you watch this and listen to it, I hope you're thinking about, what can I do in 10 minutes when I finish this video? And then I really would appreciate it if you would get onto Facebook and just add it to the 10-minute challenge section of the day, or if I haven't put one up for today, put it on yesterday's, put it in as a comment, because what I'm trying to find out is how much can people do in 10 minutes? Just how much can people do in 10 minutes? So how rewarding is it? Because I'm hoping some of you are going to find the same results as I have, that, boy, it's amazing actually how much you can get done in 10 minutes and the difference that it makes. What you think was going to take an hour, you can actually do in 10 minutes if you're really concentrated on it, or at least you can get a good start on it. It has turned out to be a beautiful day. It's -2. Still -28. It's amazing actually that it's -2 up this high, which means it must be even colder. No, -2 is probably good. Anyway, I notice that there's normally quite a bit of difference between where I live and coming up here, and I don't know why it's normally warmer up here. Because it doesn't make any sense, because it's higher altitude. Not sure about that. I'll have to work that out and see whether I'm right, or maybe the opposite is true and I'm just having a little moment here. Oh, talking about little moments, we haven't had a DUFUS report in some time, I know. And one of the viewers wrote to me, because you remember we're trying to find a name for a reverse DUFUS. And different other sort of doofuses. And the one person made the suggestion that a really bad doofus, a yucky one, would be a mucus doofus. Difficult to say, a mucus doofus. I went, yuck. But that was the whole point. It is a yucky doofus. Nice one. Thank you for that. It did make me chuckle. There's been one that I just can't remember. Somebody sent me one that actually is the correct thing, which is a corrected doofus, and I cannot remember what it is, and I can't find it. It was on one of the comments one day, and do you think I can find it? I don't know where it is, but I will keep looking. The sun is out, the sky is blue, and I'd be rhyming that with you. Yeah, it did feel like it needed a rhyme to it. It's just a pretty day. It's chilly but pretty. So I'm hoping that you all have a great day today. I'm sort of at the stage where it's going to be a really busy day at work. I know that. And hopefully my problems with the uploads will be sorted out now. I get a better idea of that tonight. And the good news was I did manage to sort of catch up, as you know, last night with the vlog from the weekend, and also the Monday vlog. I managed to get that edited on the new program that now allows me to use it and get that up, which was just like, but it took me until just after midnight to get it all done. But the good news was it was done, and I felt good about that. I slept really well last night, and I found I wasn't waking up sort of every couple of hours. I really had a good night's sleep, which was great. So I'm ready to hit the day running, and I wonder what you're up to today. I know a lot of you listen to this in the mornings, so I hope you have a fun day today. I hope you look at your routine today and say, as you're sitting drinking coffee, going, what's my routine around having coffee? I was thinking, for those of you who know you need to do exercise but don't want to do it, you may want to Google the squat, S-Q-U-A-T, the squat challenge, and have a look at that, because for the last couple of months before Jen got married, she was needing to do squats, and Manon and I did them with her, and I went from hardly being able to do 5 to doing over 200 in a day, and so it's amazing just what you can add to your day without really being totally affected by it. And a lot of them I did just by doing 20 each time I went to the washroom where nobody could see me. And so I really do challenge you on that one. Have a look at your routine, see what you can add to it, see what makes sense to you, and see what else you can fit into your day that you haven't been able to because you just haven't made it part of your routine. But most importantly, because this is what inspires other people, make sure that if you do it, please write and go to Facebook and add it in there. Because what happens is other people read that and they go, wow, it does work. And if they see it works, other people will try it. So don't think, oh, well, it was just 10 minutes, nobody really cares. Yes, by actually reporting on it, you can inspire other people. And that's really what I would ask you to do. Because your little effort could make all the difference to somebody else. They may think, oh, it's okay for Sal, she's built like that, or whatever excuses they give, but I can't do it. Well, if enough of you start writing about the fact that you can, then other people will go, wow, so can I. And it doesn't matter what age you are. Maybe you're young, maybe you're not so young. I challenge you all to add 10 minutes of something that you don't want to do to your life, and then write about it. Oh, there's my colleague from work. Life is good. And she's waiting.